The 2020 Darth Vader series is just full of surprises, and believe it or not, we just got the cover for number 8. Issue number 8 is this cover right here. Darth Vader standing on an unknown place on Mustafar with his lightsaber ignited, and behind him, the Oracle is present. That's right, we're getting the Oracle back from a deleted scene in Episode 9. Many of you might remember the concept art for Episode 9, and where Kylo Ren travels to what should have been Mustafar, engaging with someone called the Oracle, an unknown being that was supposed to be introduced in Star Wars during the Rise of Skywalker. Unfortunately, it did not come to pass for many reasons, but today we discuss the Oracle Episode 9, that deleted scene, and ultimately what we love the most, which is the Darth Vader comic series, and this cover shows us a lot. One image speaking 1,000 words. For those wondering, right off the bat, I'm gonna tell you that issue number 8, unfortunately, we're gonna have to wait for Darth Vader number 8. It's coming out on December 16th, 2020. So that's about 3 months from now. And while, yes, we have to wait, I'm sure they're building up to a very big crescendo. Something will happen in this issue, especially during Christmas time. The Christmas releases for Star Wars ultimately come with a bang. I believe that there is something very deep happening right now. We will read the summary for this comic issue, but also the surroundings, the echoes of Episode 9 here. This creature was supposed to appear in Episode 9. Kylo Ren was supposed to talk to it. But of course, it's no secret that Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker was a bit of a mess behind the scenes. First, it was Colin Trevorrow who was helmed to direct Episode 9 way back when. I remember the news, I think in 2015 maybe, that Colin Trevorrow was supposed to direct Episode 9 after the huge success that was Jurassic World. Unfortunately, due to creative decisions, although we all know what happened there, J.J. Abrams stepped in at the last minute to conclude the trilogy, to give it an end and something of that effect, which I honestly don't want to go back and discuss. It was mishandled, to say the least. By all accounts, the trilogy was a bit of a failure, but once the concept art was released, there was a lot of interest from the fans. One scene in particular, and it was even in the trailer, Kylo Ren enters what seems to be Mustafar, since it is basically scorched earth. The trees are burnt up, and it has that reddish hue, which reminds us of Mustafar. Then we find out that yes, indeed, it was Mustafar, and Kylo Ren was searching for the Sith Wayfinders, the Sith Wayfinder of Darth Vader. Kylo Ren and Rey basically were making the same journey, but fear not, that specific monster character, whatever you want to call it, the Oracle as it was dubbed, was destined to come back in the Star Wars universe in some form or fashion, and it is. Even though that scene did not appear in The Rise of Skywalker, it will finally appear in a Darth Vader comic book series in Darth Vader number 8, and I think it is very fitting. It will give us a different aspect of the Oracle. Whether just talking or telling exposition to Kylo Ren, now we will see the origins of it with Darth Vader. The Darth Vader comic series has been a phenomenal success, at least in my eyes. It explores, for those who don't know, it explores the adventures between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. The Star Wars comic book series focuses on Luke more so than anybody else, and the Darth Vader comic series focuses on, of course, Darth Vader, but the two series are intertwined very often. Revealing the covers is done all the time by Marvel and Disney. So what they do is usually show some previews once we approach the date of publication, but months ahead, if you're vigilant, they will release a lot of covers ahead of time, and this is 3 months ahead of time. We can see the issue number 8 cover for Darth Vader. First, let's start by reading the summary for this issue, the synopsis. And it starts off by saying, "Into the fire. Hungry for vengeance after his brutal punishment at the hands of the Emperor, can Darth Vader uncover his master's secrets in the depths of Mustafar?" This is, of course, referring to number 7, which we got a previews of, and I made a video about it a couple of days ago, showing how Palpatine literally punished Darth Vader and brought him to the brink of death. Even more so, humiliated him at the hands of Masumida and 2 Imperial Royal Guards. Now it seems that Darth Vader is seeking for revenge against his master, and since he can't practically do it himself, he is going to the Oracle to seek guidance. The synopsis goes on to say, "Stripped of his greatest weapons, can the Dark Lord Lord survive the fire and the Eye? Or will he be overcome as the Eye turns Vader's every question back to his own terrible secrets? The Eye in the synopsis is referring to the Eye of Webbish Bog. That's how it is officially called in canon. In the deleted scene, it is explained what he or she said to Kylo Ren, and the dialogue was very simple. I am the Eye of Webbish Bog. I know what you seek. So the Eye of Webbish Bog was a spider-like being that existed on the planet Mustafar. Conveniently for Darth Vader, it is very close. It was locked in symbiosis with a blind giant living within a lake near the Corvax Fen, which is very close to Darth Vader's castle. It claimed to have been tasked with guardianship of the Sith Wayfinder of Darth Vader and directed Supreme Leader Kylo Ren to its location after he destroyed the cultists protecting it. This is what was supposed to happen and what we were supposed to see in Rise of Skywalker. Now that that was scrapped, apparently we'll get to see the origins of it in issue number 8 of Darth Vader. To make matters even crazier, in the original script, in the Colin Trevorrow script, this terrifying oracle would have taught Kylo Ren new force powers in that movie. In the J.J. Abrams Rise of Skywalker, it was supposed to warn Kylo Ren against seeking out the Sith Wayfinder that leads him to Palpatine. In the end, both versions were just cut and left at the cutting room floor. Learning more about the Oracle, here's a quote from the official Episode 9 novelization, which includes this scrapped scene. A giant emerged, a hairless creature sheening with wetness, bits of lake detritus clinging to its pasty skin. Its eyes were squeezed shut, but it could still see after a fashion, because draped over its massive bald head and across one shoulder was a second creature with long spidery tentacles. The two were locked in symbiosis. Kylo sensed the giant's pain as though it were a slave to the spidery being that clung to it. Yet neither could survive alone. Here's also where you can see the cover, the concept art for the meeting between Kylo Ren and the Oracle. This perfectly parallels the trailer where we can see Kylo Ren forging his way into this burnt up forest and into the ashes of this mountainside. Crazy to think that this is Mustafar, but as a planet, it has vast plains and different landscapes, although all engulfed in fire. So in the end, what does it mean for the Eye of the Webbish Bog appearing in this Darth Vader comic, supposedly? Well, some would refer to this as a simple nod to Star Wars fans, to the sequels, and to all Star Wars trilogies in general. Why I think this is no small cameo is because this creature is appearing in the cover. Darth Vader is in front, and the giant creature with the Webbish Bog on its head is right behind him. It's even positioned weird, as if Darth Vader is not yet aware of it. It's searching for something with his lightsaber ignited, but it can't really put a finger on it and can't see it, which might indicate maybe mind control by the Webbish Bog. It is mind controlling Darth Vader to such a point that Vader is completely confused. The cover is very interesting on its own, so I can't imagine what lies inside. The story that might be told inside and the panels that will showcase it should be phenomenally great. And of course, as always, it is a shame to know that we have to wait 3 months for this, but nonetheless, I will be there to cover it as soon as it is released. So guys, please leave your thoughts down below in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about this cover. Leave a thumbs up as well if you enjoyed. Now you have an awesome day, Star Wars fans. I'll see you in the next video, and may the Force be with you. Until then.